And now, your selection. Meet the stars.
Your aunt's a very lucky woman, Angelica, because she has two lives. She has the life she's leading, also the book she's writing.
I don't think there's a way to be a reader and a woman and not be influenced by Virginia Woolf. I mean, she was just an extraordinary writer, and Mrs. Dalloway is an absolutely revolutionary piece of fiction.
Mrs. Dalloway said she would buy the flowers herself.
In the film, my character is reading Mrs. Dalloway, Virginia Woolf is writing Mrs. Dalloway, and Meryl plays a character named Clarissa, as Mrs. Dalloway is named, who has a life somewhat similar to the character of Mrs. Dalloway.
Sally, I think I'll buy the flowers myself.
The thing that's fascinating about this movie, for me, playing this character, is that I was controlling the lives of all these other people. And so through it, you go, who's she going to kill? When she says, she's going to die. It's interesting how, and she's deciding, and you actually get into the mind of a writer. We talked about, just different ways of changing my face or finding her, because so much of it is finding, as I said, her essence, and how do you do that? And physically and emotionally, it comes together at the same time for me. So we experimented with, changing my face a little bit, with the way in which I walk and talk and all of those things. I didn't want to wear heavy prosthetics. I wanted to find it through the voice. And then, she would roll her own cigarettes, so that immediately gave me a manner which is just sort of Virginia. And now if I have to go back and do her voice or something, I just get the cigarette, roll my cigarette and get it out and sort of stand there. And the voice drops an octave and off I go.
It is not, it is mine! I'm dying in this town! Only I can understand my own condition.
I think the scene on the train station where she talks about choice and the choices in life, and even they may not be, in terms of long-term, the best choices for you, but they're about what you want, and you get to make the decisions of what's best for you.
There are three stories in the film. I play a character named Laura, Laura Brown, who's a homemaker in 1952, who's the mother of a little boy, and she's someone who's, really actually very depressed and sort of desperately unhappy.
What are you doing?
I'm brushing my teeth.
Are you coming to bed?
Yeah, in a minute.
Come to bed, Laura Brown.
And you just see one day in her life, a day alone with her little boy, and it's the day that she makes a decision about what she's going to do with the rest of her life.
Baking the cake to show him that we love him.
Otherwise, he won't know we love him.
The day of this story is the day that Clarissa's putting together a party to celebrate a prize, a very prestigious literary prize that Richard has won.
Would you be angry?
Would I be angry if you didn't show up at the party?
Would you be angry if I died?
If you died?
Who is this party for?
You don't have to go to the party, Don't worry about it. It's not the party. And he says, yes, but I have to face the hours, don't I? The hours after the party and the hours after that.
What do you mean, who's it for? What are you asking? What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything.
And he's convinced he's won it because he's dying. And she's trying to pull him into the light of celebrating how wonderful she believes he is.
I'm saying, I think I'm only staying alive to satisfy you.
That's what all these people are doing. They're facing the hours of the day, every day, in and out.
So that is what we do. That is what people do. They stay alive for each other.
After I first saw the film, I was really pleased and astonished by how well the stories kind of rely on each other, the way they interact, and the way the way the characters seem to be relating to each other. It's kind of, gives you a wonderful feeling of universality and of that sense of reaching across time.
I never read a screenplay like this. There's nothing else like it out there. So just in terms of entering a world undiscovered and untraveled, I mean, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating felt journey.
To look life in the face, to know it for what it is, to love it for what it is. It is the right of every human being